Good evening, one and all. I just all my participants who have joined the session to please call upon their friends, classmates, or any family member
Welcome to the dynamic learning hub of XLR at Andheri East. A prime spot conveniently located at just a 5-minute walk from LIC Andheri Metro. In our journey of over a decade, we have proudly trained over 2 lakh students. We have also been recognized by Deloitte, Silicon India, and other accreditation bodies. Experience learning like never before in our spacious and comfortable classrooms. With high-definition projectors and state-of-the-art acoustics in place, we ensure effective learning even to the farthest point in the room. The hybrid mode is a game changer as you can enjoy the benefits of a live classroom from the comfort of your home. Even if you happen to miss any classroom session, you can still attend the same session with the same trainer at the same time at your convenience, maintaining consistency in your learning progress. Wanna get started? Join us for a demo or career chat over a cup of coffee at our Andheri branch. XLR. We don't just train, we build careers.
Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives.
The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets.
My voice is audible. Okay, I hope all are doing good. So, Vikanksha ma'am, you can start the session.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our workshop. We already discussed about machine learning AI in the last class. Also, I asked you to install Visual Studio, Python ideally, also Jupyter Notebook, right? Hope you all installed all these things in your laptop so that it will be easy to use it, right? Before we start our session, I just want to revise previous topics. Okay, we quickly discuss, okay, whatever we have discussed in the last class. Okay, this was the one where we have started with the basic statement, okay, print statement, which is to print our like information or to calculate something. We use always print statement, okay. Print we have discussed. After that, we have discussed about 2 libraries, pandas and numpy. With the help of pandas and numpy, we have created our own data frame, our own array, and then we converted into series. Okay, series is nothing, just a 1 column we can say, and data frame where we have multiple columns. So we discussed about dictionary. With the help of dictionary, we created our own data frames. Okay, why do we have to create data frame? Because everywhere, whatever the module you want to apply, for that you have to have the data sets first, right? Data set can be in the form of CSV, Excel. Data you can create it, or you can use it like the data set which is present already in Kaggle, or the shop data set, company data set, real data sets also you can use to predict something, right? So this is the way we have created our own data set. This is called data frame. And then this is, you can see clearly here, name and age, we have these two columns, and here we have information related to name. So name has all the names, age has all the numbers, right? So numerical and categorical data. Numerical means always numbers. Categorical means always string. Okay. String means nothing which is enclosed within two quotes, that is called string. So it could be numbers, alphabets, words, anything. Anything with quotes will be a string. String is like, generally we cannot perform any calculation with the help of string. So like colors, we have red, green, blue colors. So you generally use just to give information about product or the box or anything, right? So just give information, but it is not to calculate. But numerical column is always to calculate something, to predict something. Okay, it could be age, salary, profit, and many other things are possible. Like many other columns are possible. Okay. So this is the basic thing. We have created a data frame. Then after that, we have applied append function. Append is nothing, just to add new rows, we can say that. Or we can say that if you want to merge any two data frames together, then we use append function. Okay. Concat is to merge multiple data sets. So like suppose we have 3 tables or 4 tables or 5 tables that we can merge with the help of concat. Okay. So this is called concatenation. Okay. Versus if we'll talk about append function, append is just to add one table. Okay. It can append. Append means add. It can add only one table. Concat can add multiple tables. Okay. So if you'll see here, I have used data, data 1, data 3, 3 tables, and it has merged and giving me this new data frame. Okay. Okay, then we have discussed about assign function. Assign is always to calculate something. Like here what we did, age was a column like 30. I want to calculate here, you can apply, like suppose you have Fahrenheit column, then you want to convert to Celsius, that you can do. Or you have the previous year salary column that you want to convert to a new salary. You have to apply like something, this time you are going to give 15% hike or 20% hike, that we can calculate. So previous salary and the formula for the new salary, right? So 15% hike, and then that will give you the new salary of the employee, that we can calculate. So this is the use of assign function. Generally we have table, but we don't know how to manipulate it. Manipulate means how to change it, right? So that's why we have assign, append, insert, these functions available. Okay. Insert also there. Like suppose I want to add one more column. So how can I add that column? With the help of insert function. So this 2 is nothing but a position, and where we have inserted one new column, city, and which has these fields. Okay. So insert, and then we discussed about how to read CSV file. Okay. Generally we have files in the form of CSV or Excel, right? So how can we read those files? First we have to upload it. Okay. You have to download that file, then you have to upload, and then we have to read it. Okay, I have explained all the steps in the last class. If you have not attended that session, watch YouTube video. Okay, it's already present. You can watch that video and then learn how to read CSV file. Okay, so read CSV file. This is the syntax to read it. After this, some function, basic function. Whenever you have data frame, you have to check starting 5 rows, last 5 rows, size of the data frame. This is size, means it will give you the all number of rows and the columns, total number of rows and the columns. So we have 670 rows and the columns. Okay, so it will actually multiply. We have 169 rows and 4 columns. Shape will give you separate rows and columns. So if you multiply these two, it will give you the information of size. Okay. Info is very important. This gives information about your data set, where you can see, okay, like suppose duration is the column where we have int type, integer type. We have the basic data types, 4 basic data types: integer, float, string, and boolean. Integer means any whole number, okay? Without decimal, one will always be your, like suppose I have number 4. So number 4 is gonna be my integer number. If I'll write 4.5, this is gonna be my float number. Float means decimal. We have the decimal point here, 0.5. So that is what my float. String means anything with, like suppose I write here Nick with quotes, okay? So these are the 2 codes, okay? You consider this is my code. So this is what my string data type. And last one is our Boolean data type. Boolean always gives answer in the form of, or output in the form of true or false, okay? Like suppose we have to check whether it is going to rain today or not. So it will be true or false, whether it will rain or it will not rain, yes or no, right? That will be Boolean. We have to always remember this is our Python concept where we have the basic 4 data types. Apart from this, we have other built-in data types as well. List, tuple, dictionary, and set. Okay, 4 more are available. Okay, so this is about our info function. Now this is also very good, like to check your mean, median, mode, and all these functions, how you can check the statistical functions directly. You do not need to write mean, then median and mode, or you do not need to apply the formulas to calculate all those things. So you just have to write describe, and then this is giving me what count. What is the count? Okay, how many rows are present? Mean. What is the mean of this duration column? Standard deviation, minimum value, max, 25%. These are our 3 quartiles for 1, 2, 3. Or we can say that the first standard deviation, second and third. Okay, 3 standard deviations are there. So we have 25, 50, and 75. This is what generally we have the data set. If you'll plot it normally like this, okay, the center value is always mean or the median. Okay, center value. So whatever, suppose we consider this is our median. So here the one which is near to this median, that is called 25 percentile, okay? Then we have the 50% and then we have the 75%, okay? Why do we have to check all these? Because we have to always check the outliers. Now what is outliers? Outliers are extreme values. Like suppose here we have some outliers. So here also suppose I have some outliers. This is what, like suppose if we talk about the salary, okay? So salary generally, employee salary will be between, I'll say, suppose 20 lakhs to 50 lakhs, okay? But some of the CTO and CEOs are also there. They have salary, suppose 200, okay? So now you can see that this is a big number or extreme number, okay? The range is between 20 and 50. But here I have 200, I have 150 as well. So this is nothing, okay? But outlier. We do not need to drop this one, okay? We have to use it, okay? This could be salary of 6, 7 employees. So we cannot remove it, okay? We have to keep it, but we have some methods, okay? We can scale it and then we can use it. Again here, some of the employees, okay, the freshers and all, they join with 7 lakhs and 10 lakhs and so on, right? So this is again small value, extreme value, okay, but the small value. But here again, it is what? Outlier. So outlier could be smallest value or the biggest value, okay? Some, I'll not say just the biggest one value, okay? Multiple values, but which is out of that range, okay? But if I'll say, suppose here 60 is there or 75, so it's near to this number, but this 150 and 200 is not at all near to the number, okay? That's why we say outliers, okay? Hope this is clear. Then we move to, I think this was the last one, and then we can check the columns, okay? Here, okay, suppose you want to draw rows. So if you'll see after writing drop 0 and 1, it has dropped the first and the second column. 0 is in Python, everything starts with 0, okay? If I talk about for loop, if statement, anything, well, by default will start with 0. So if you want to change, that is your choice, okay? But here the by default counting will be 0, 1, 2, 3. So if I want to draw first and second column, it will be at position 0 and 1, okay? So I drop 0 and 1, these 2 columns. After that, this was about to drop, this is to drop our rows. Now, if I want to drop columns, so how can I drop it? Same thing here, I have to write column name, not the row numbers, column name. So max pulse is my column here, if you'll notice. This is my column, I want to drop it. So max pulse I will write here. And then in place equals to 2 because I want to apply this one, and axis, all the columns are at axis 1. It is not about position 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, axis means that x axis and y axis. So here the columns are always at x axis 1. We have to write always axis 1. Okay, for rows you do not need to write axis. It is not mandatory, you can write it. And then it is okay, basic functions here, with the help of NumPy, we can calculate mean, median, mode, and so on. Basic functions you can do. All the statistical functions are also possible. Similarly, you have to write np.median, np.standard deviation, and so on. Okay, that's it. We have discussed this in the last class. Okay, hope you all can remember. I revised because there was like 4 days holidays in between all the first class and the second class, due to our national holiday and the weekend and so on. Okay. Now we start with our day 2 topic. Who will tell me what are we going to discuss today? Remember, what are we going to discuss today? Achha, I'll just tell you the topic name. It was about missing value. This is called cleaning your data set or pre-processing. Who will tell me what is missing data set? You can write it in the chat window. Missing values means what? Any idea? Yeah, Yanduri is writing null values. Yes, null values. Okay. The values which are not present, okay. Simple meaning, missing, which is not present, right? So the values which are not present are called missing values, okay. So what do we have to do? Either we have to fill, okay. First method is always to fill it. But sometimes we can also drop it. Okay, drop means delete it. Like suppose we have 80% of the information which is not available. Okay, like we have 100 rows. Out of 100 rows, 80 rows has null values. Null is NaN, we say, nan values or null values, we say. Okay. So suppose we say we have 80% of the null values. So if out of 100, see like this, okay. Here, this is our 80%, okay. So suppose 80% has null values and only 20% values, you know. So 20% has suppose 2 numbers or 2 categorical information, anything, okay. String or number, anything we have. If you'll try to fill it here, that will definitely be wrong because 20% could be for like suppose we have 2 numbers here. For 20%, it is about suppose age. Age has suppose 30 and 35. Okay. But it is not necessary that employee age will be only 30 and 35. It could be 40, 45, 42, 32, right? Many numbers are possible. Just because we have 20% of the data, we can see only these 2 values are present. But if I'll try to fill 80% of the data with the help of 30, okay, this is wrong because see 30 means what? Like suppose some employees age here is only 20, some has 60. So we cannot say that, okay, this is the correct number we have selected here. Okay, some could be 80 as well. Okay, generally it is 60. Okay, 60 is also the maximum age I'm saying here. So we cannot say that this 30 is the correct number to fill it, 80% of the values. But apart from this, like suppose we know 80% of the information. So 80% of the information, where the range is between, suppose I say 30 to 40. Okay. So we'll calculate here. Okay. 30 to 40. So we'll calculate or we'll find out the mean of this series. Okay. So suppose we say random number 35 is the mean here. Okay. So now this 20% of the data I can fill it with 35. Why I can fill? Because now the range was 30 and 40. This number could be 32 or could be 37. Okay. But here we have the minimum difference. Okay. Like 3-4 numbers here and there, or 10 numbers here and there. But in the previous one, if you'll see that number, we have selected 30. So here was 20 and here was 60. So almost if you'll see, okay, the difference of 30 was there, which is wrong, right? So that's why when you have just 20% or 10% or 30% of the information you have to fill, then we select what? Mean median method and we fill it. Okay. First method is to use mean median mode. Okay. Second method to drop column. Like suppose 80% of the information is missing. Then you just better drop that column, okay? Because this you cannot predict 80% of the values, okay? 10-20% is fine, okay? Because it will give little bit error. But if you try to predict 80% of the information, means your full data set will go wrong, right? No point of predicting 80% of the value. Jupyter Notebook link, okay? Once I'll start writing code, okay? I'll not Jupyter Notebook, okay? Jupyter Notebook we cannot share, but I'll share the Google Colab link, okay? So that you can use it. That is the online one. If you have not installed all these platforms, then you can use the online one. There you just have to log in with your Gmail ID password, okay? It will help you to write all the codes, okay? So here, first thing is what? Deleting rows with missing values. Missing values can be handled by deleting the rows or the columns having null values. If columns have more than half of the rows are null, then the entire column can be dropped. Just now I have discussed with you, okay? Rows which are having one or more columns values are null can be also dropped. So here, okay, now we have to take decision whether you want to drop it or not. Like suppose, okay, some information we do not have proper information, still we have to keep it. Why do we have to keep that column? Because that is very important. Sometimes the 100% values will be present. Okay, 100% I'm saying. Okay, null values are not there, still we drop. This will be the scenario, like suppose in this salary case only, we have employee, employee old salary, new salary, promotion, and other information also available in that table, like address, parent's name, and blah, blah, many things, okay? Many string columns are there. But to predict salary, we have to just understand that, okay, what are these columns? Like the old salary and promotion, position of that employee, and many other points, okay, some ratings and all we have to check, right? That will help me to predict what will be the salary of this employee. But if I'll say I have address column and I want to predict salary, not at all possible, right? So then what we can do, 100% information is available. All the addresses are available, but it is not useful, right? We can drop. Similarly, the father's name, mother's name, and other information is also there, right? Your mark sheet, percentage, and this and that. So you can drop all those columns. Those are not useful, okay? Okay, my Jupyter notebook is visible, okay? What I do here, I just quickly show you how you can open Google Colab. You have to write this, okay? Once you will write this, okay, you have to select this brown color one. Okay, hope my screen is visible clearly. And then we have to select new notebook. Once you select new notebook, okay, it will open new page, okay? Here it is asking me to sign up, okay, because this is my another browser. So you can sign up and then open new notebook. Once you'll open this new notebook, I just show you, okay, if it will open without login. 1 minute, it's loading. Okay, hope this is visible. Okay, just 1 minute, I'll check all the queries. This is the way you just first you write print statement. Okay, whenever you have any notebooks to check whether it is working fine or not, you have to just write anything, whatever comes in your mind. It is not necessary to write like me, your name. Whatever you want to write, number or anything is fine here. Okay, this will take time because just now I've opened this notebook and then you have to run it and it will give you output. Okay, so this is the way you guys can use Google Colab if you don't have Jupyter Notebook. See guys, tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow, I'll start with Streamlit. Okay, that will help you to create website. Okay. So generally, whenever we have model, we have to deploy it as well. Okay, so that we can see, like generally we are the users, we use applications or websites to play game or to buy something or to predict anything. So website is always a user friendly view where you can see widgets. Okay, widgets means the buttons, labels, and the radio buttons, and many things are there, scrollers and all. Those are always easy to understand and easy to use it. Okay. Previously, this Flask and all were difficult, but nowadays we have Streamlit, we can use it. Okay, and it is very easy to use. You have to use, for that we have to use Visual Studio. Okay, it will not work with this uh, Jupyter Notebook and Google Colab. Okay, else we have to use Docker. So we are not going to use Docker. So better install Visual Studio. Okay, I'll help you with the environment and everything. It's just one thing, you have to install it. And if you don't know how to install it, I'll share link. Okay, I'll share YouTube link so that you can install it at home. You just have to let me know, okay, whether you want me to share link or not. Okay. So this is the way we have. See here, if you'll see automatically, it has selected my Google ID. This N is my Gmail ID. And then automatically it will help you to write codes. Whatever the codes you want to write, it will give you notebook and then we can write it. Okay. So we are done with the notebook part. Now we have to start with the missing values. Okay. For that, today we are going to use data sets. Okay. I've already discussed about data set. Now today's data set is going to be the Titanic data set. Okay, this is the basic one. We all know about the Titanic, right? So that's why I've selected this one so that you can understand the dependent and independent columns, what is the meaning of these columns and all. Okay. I have shared link in the chat window. Okay, you all can download this Titanic data set. Okay, I just wait for 1 minute. Someone has raised hand. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can write it in the chat window, or if you have option to unmute, you can unmute and download. Okay, unmute and talk. One minute, I'll share another link with you. 1 second. Just 1 minute. There you will confuse, okay, which one you have to download. I just open it properly and then I'll share the Kaggle link, okay. I share my another screen. See this first, okay. Here I have used the Kaggle link, okay. Kaggle has all the many data sets are there. Okay, if you are new to use machine learning codes or if you want to practice visualization, you can come here. Okay, use this Kaggle, Kaggle. This site has many data sets. You can practice all the machine learning algorithms. Okay. Now I have shared already this link in the chat window. The second link we have to use, not the first one. Second link you have to use. And then can you see this download option? We have to just press here. Okay. I've circled it. You have to download this first. Okay. I wait for 1 minute. You all can download this one. You have to always sign in with this one. 1 minute. Okay, download that data set. Okay, then I'll help you with how to upload this data set. Okay. Okay, my data set has been downloaded. Still, I want you guys to practice. I'll wait for 1 minute, then I'll show you how you can upload it. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can raise your hand or you can write it in the chat window. Okay. Can you write done in the chat window so that I can show you how we can upload this data set? Quickly write done in the chat window. Guys, if you think like after session, you will watch 2 hours of recording and then you will install and you will write code. Definitely, you are not gonna do that. Okay, better utilize time and write code here and only. Okay, I'm here to help you with the codes. Also, I will help you to fix errors. Okay, but at home I will not be there. So just my suggestion. If you have time, use always your laptop and write codes here. Okay. Um, Everyone, please quickly write done in the chat window so that I can show you the next step. Quickly write done if you have downloaded the data set. See, I have already discussed about the online platform, the Google Colab, so that you do not need to worry about how to install Python ideally or Jupyter Notebook or Visual Studio, right? So today we can use that one. I'm still giving you time to install Visual Studio Code. Okay, quickly write done in the chat window if you have downloaded the data set. Is it done? Okay, Aksha has completed. What about others? Yanduri completed. Quickly write done, okay? It will not take more than a minute time to download. Kritiga also downloaded. Sonia done. Okay, 10 participants has downloaded till now. What about others? Done. Okay, now I move to next one. Okay, Janu is the name. Okay, he also has completed. Meghna done. Very good. Quickly, guys, quickly. Priyanka done. Perfect. We have 98 participants, right? Out of 98, I can see 15, 16 participants has downloaded. What about others? Quickly. Himita done. Okay, perfect. Now we will not wait for long. Okay, we start with the next one. Swarel also has completed. Perfect. Guys, join on time, okay? We will start sharp at 7 or 7:05 max, okay? But I'll not start at 7, 7:30, 7:40 like that, okay? So if you want to really enjoy the session or you want to learn something, you have to join on time, okay? Max till 7:05 will wait, okay? They have also completed. Perfect. Now see here we have upload option. We have to go to our file location and then we have to open. Okay. Once you will open, sometimes it will give you that upload option. You have to press again. Okay. Here it is not giving me option and it has uploaded that data set. Okay. I can see directly here. What is my data set name? Titanic dataset.csv. .csv is the extension. Okay. This is the way I have uploaded my data set. Now, once you upload this one, if you see, okay, that spelling, either you can change it or you go to rename option to copy, okay, so that whatever the capital, small, underscore, hyphen, dollar, whatever they used it, we can write the same name. Because if you'll change capital with small or small with capital, this is not gonna work, okay? So that's why we have to copy it properly. Now, once you have copied, we have to always write import pandas, okay? Import pandas as PD, okay? Once you write import pandas as PD, we have to run this file, okay? It is working fine, okay, because it is giving me number here. Don't worry about these numbers. If I'll run this line one more time, this will give me 3, okay? So it is just sequential numbers, but if I'll run same line again and again, the numbers will change. So don't worry about numbers. It should not give error. We just have to focus to fix errors. These numbers and all are fine, doesn't matter. Now to read this data set, either you can give data, D, whatever the name you want to give. I'm using DF, data frame, okay? We have to write what? PD dot read underscore CSV, okay? This we have to write, and then you have to add double quotes and write your data set name. My data set name is what? Titanic dataset dot CSV. Once you write this, then we have to always check how many rows, columns are available, okay? For that, we have what? df dot head. So now if you'll see here, this is giving me what? Passenger ID, survive, P class, name, sex, and this and that. Many things are available, okay? Many columns are there. If you want, you can check like this as well. df dot size, okay? If we'll check df dot size, it's giving me this one, df dot shape. Okay, why these basic commands are there? To understand your data set. Now here you can see we have total 891 rows. Okay, 891 rows are there and 12 columns are present. Okay, here we cannot see all the columns. But if you want to see all the columns here, then we can write directly DF. Okay, it will give you the data set. Also, you can go to the CSV file and see the data set. We have one more option. We can write like this, columns. Okay, then it's giving me what? All the column names here. Okay, I just wait for a minute. You just finish this one. I scroll up. Okay, read CSV file and write these basic commands. Also, we have to generally write info and describe. Okay, that will help you to understand your data set. Okay, the one they joined recently, you can use Google Colab. You have to write Google Colab, go to the Google and write Google Colab. Open the 2 brown circles were there. You have to open. Automatically, it will take your Gmail ID, the Google ID, and it will help you to open Notebook. Notebook will look same like this. Okay, you have to write these codes and check output. The dataset link is already present in the chat window. You can download that second link and then we can use it. Okay. So it's my suggestion. I'm saying this again and again. You all have to download and write code. Okay. Many things you will learn in these 10 days classes. Okay. Practice here. Okay. Hope you have completed this part. Now, if you'll notice here, we have what our cabin has nan values. Here we have nan values, but we cannot see. Okay. If I'll remove this had, if I just write DF, okay, DF gives full data set. Still, okay, I can't see full data set because here see dot 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 is present. How can we see that full data set, which is not present? So either we have the method to visualize it and see the data set, or we have some functions, okay, that will also help me to understand my data set, how many null values are there, how many information is missing, and so on. So how can we write that? So for that, first thing, we have to find out what is null. Okay. I show you the command first, then I'll explain you. We have the data set name df dot is null. Is null is the command. When you write is null here, then we have to always, after this, we write, suppose dot sum function. Okay. Why I am writing this sum function, I'll explain you that also. Okay, see here. See why I'm using here sum function, because I want to see the final output. If I'll not write sum now, it will just show me all the, I'll just show you once, okay? You will understand why I'm using sum function here. I remove the sum and we just write df dot is null. Now it's giving me again data set, and this data set has all the values, Boolean values. Boolean means in the form of true and false. So if true and false is there, like it is very confusing to understand. Okay, true means what? Okay, suppose if it is about cabin. So all the true values are for nan, all the false values will be for the information, right? But still we can't figure out, okay, what is the use, what you will understand. So what we did here, in place of writing this one, we use sum function. Now it's giving me age has 177. 177 null values are present. Okay. If we'll talk about cabin column has 687 null values. Amber column has what? 2 null values. Now this is giving me clear picture. Okay. Which one, like what can I do now with the help of the data set? Okay. Also, we have to understand the cabin has 687 null values. Okay. And if we'll compare here, the data has 891. 891 rows are there and 687 values are missing. So the best method has to drop this column, okay, or fill it with something. But I will suggest to drop it because almost 70% data is missing, right? So better 70 or 80 is missing, right? 80% of the data. Okay, 177 is fine. Okay, maximum values are present. So we can change it or we can add something else. Okay, ma'am, please resend link. Okay, yes, I just share again. Okay, the dataset link is there in the chat window. 1 minute. Huh? I have copied something else. 1 minute. One second, I have to copy it from the outside. From the chat window, we are not allowed to copy anything. Just 1 minute. Okay, now the link is there in the chat window. Mahalakshmi, quickly download this data set, upload it. Okay. Let me know if you have any doubt. Okay. If you are facing any problem, any difficulties, let me know. Guys, quickly write done in the chat window if you have completed till here. Quickly write done in the chat window. We'll move to next one. Okay. Quickly write done in the chat window. Are you all sleeping there? Quickly write done in the chat window. I'll show you, okay, how we can drop these columns. Simplest method to drop everything, okay? Swaril has completed. What about others? Have you all completed this? Quickly write done in the chat window. Am I too fast? Do I have to decrease my speed or any other suggestions? Quickly write it in the chat window. Also write done in the chat window if you have completed all these commands, okay? Till this one, if you have completed all the codes, let me know if you want me to scroll up, scroll down. Okay, the class has to be interactive, then only we all will enjoy, okay? We will learn how to upload, how to download, and how to apply models and everything, right? It has to be interactive. So for that, you have to write it in the chat window quickly. Is it done? Okay. Now we move to the next one. Priyanka also has completed. Very good. Once you complete the code, okay, quickly write done in the chart window, okay, so that we can move to the next one. Now we have to drop this column. So first we have to write dataset name. Then we have the simple method drop NA, okay. Drop NA is nothing but to drop null values, okay. Then we have to write here in place equals to true, okay. After this, I just write, okay, df dot head function, or just copy one more thing. I just copy this sum function so that it will give me clear information like how many null values are present. What I did, wherever I have null values, just drop it and then we'll see the data set. So if you'll see here, now all the zeros are present. Zeros means what? We do not have null values. It has dropped all the columns. Okay. Janu done perfect. So it has dropped all the columns, which it has dropped all the rows which has null values. Okay. Now if I'll see, okay, df dot shape, okay. If you'll see here, my shape, the data set size has changed. Now I just have only 183 rows and 12 columns. So columns are same, 12 columns were there, right? So same number of columns are there, but we have 183 rows. Means maximum rows are dropped now, means deleted. So this is not at all useful, right? We do not have over 90% or 80% of the data. What can we predict with the help of this 10-15% of the data, right? No point. What we will do here, we'll apply another method. So for that, no confusion, just do one thing. Copy this line again, okay? Read CSV file line and paste it here, okay? Why I'm doing this here? So that I can use my original data set, because now my data set is with only this many values, but I want to use the original one, right? So if you'll see this one, df.shape, if I'll write again, okay, see here. So then it's giving me what? 891 rows and 12 columns. Okay, so I have the original data set. Why I want the original data set? So that I can apply some other method. Okay, this is not the perfect one. Now we have the next one, which is called mean median mode, okay, method. Column in the data sets which are having numerical, I see here. Okay. Columns in the data sets which are having numerical continuous values. Numerical means numbers. Continuous means it can be float or integer. So continuous values will be 1, 5, 6, 7, 9 like that, or 1 point something, 2 point something like that. Okay. Anything, but it has to be continuous values. Can be replaced with the mean median method or mode. Okay. These are the methods of remaining values in column. These method can prevent the loss of data compared to the earlier method. Here in the previous one, see, we were having the 70% of the data we dropped, right? But here what we will do, we will help to prevent the loss of data. We are now adding something. We are not removing it. Okay. So it's always better to add something in place of removing or deleting it. Okay. Replacing the above two approximations like mean median is statistical approach to handle the missing value. So now we see how we can use this method. Okay. Markdown is nothing. Okay. I've changed this to markdown so that this is not a code line. If I'll try to run these two lines, it will give error. So what I did here, use markdown to convert into text format. Okay. Now here you see, suppose I have the data. I know already that age column. You all know this age column. Okay, here we checked already. See, the age column has 177 missing values. Okay, so that's why I've selected age. It's not random. Okay, that I have selected this randomly age column. I have to fill it with something. That's why I've selected age. Now in this one, suppose I want to select 20. Okay, what is this colon 20 here? Either we can write like this, okay, age column colon 20, or we have that data frame name directly you can write with head, within head you can give 20. So it will give all the 20 values, but I want to select only one column. So for selecting one column, I use square bracket age. Sorry. Then I have selected again another new square bracket where I have colon 20. Colon means whatever comes before this. Okay. So whatever comes means what? It will start from 0 and will go till 19. So 0 to 19 means 20 values are there. It always exclude this last number. Okay. So if you want, okay, I can change here with 3. Now you see what happened here. It is giving me information from 3 to 19, right? So if I want all the information before this, all the rows before this, then we use always 0. 0 to 20 will give all the 20 values. If you want to include 20, then we have to always add one extra number. So 21 will include 20, okay? But 21 will always be excluded. That we have to remember. The last number will always be excluded. Information is what? Name is age. Data type, what is the data type of this column? We all can see it has float values. It has all decimal values, that is called float values. Okay. So we just have to check 20 values here. We can see the NaN values are present in this one. Now we are going to apply that mean method. So where I'm going to apply this one, data. Again, I'm going to apply to this age column. Write the correct spelling of age. A has to be capital, else it will give error. Okay. Here we will write data. We have to write here age. Okay. Age is what my column name. I want to replace. Okay. Replace is the function. Python has very big set of library, okay, which has multiple function. Like statistics is a library which has mean, median, mode, many functions are there. Math is a library which has multiple functions are there, absolute function, sum function, this and that, okay. So library is one thing, okay, one box which has multiple functions. Functions is nothing but a codes, okay. So already this code is present. In place of wasting time to write code, we have already that library, write it and it will calculate. Suppose I want to find out factorial of number. Either I can write 6-7 lines of code or I can just write that fact function, which is under that factorial library. And then it will give you the factorial of number in just one line. Okay. So then we can use those functions as well. It's your choice. So here we have the replace function. What are we going to here? We are going to apply numpy dot nan. Okay. Nan spelling has a small a and capital N's are there. So capital N, small a, capital N. You have to write it. Same way, then we have df here. Again, we will write what? My age column. In this age column, we have to apply what? Mean. Now again, this is what? Mean is my function. Okay. Okay, I said it that we are going to use NP. Okay, so NP is what? Under numpy. It's giving me what? Age column. I did the spelling mistake here. We have to write capital A. I told already and then I did it. Now see here, if you will notice df age, this is my column where I have to replace all the null values with what? Mean. Okay. What I did, replace all the values with mean. Now, if you'll see, we use this command. Okay. Why this command is important? This will only tell me whether all the null values are filled with something or not, right? So that's why we will rerun this code and see. Now, age column does not have any null values. 0 means what? All the values are filled with mean. Similarly, we can use the median function. Okay. We have this cabin column. Scroll up and see our cabin column, C68 and this one. This Hamburg also has the capital. Okay, now we have to see one more thing, okay. Whenever we have the data set, check your columns. In this one, if you will notice, this passenger ID has all the numbers, survived has numbers, P class has number, name has the categorical column. So if I have the categorical column, I cannot apply here mean, median, right? Because mean median is always to calculate mean of the numbers, right? So numbers has to be there, numerical values has to be there, but here we do not have numerical. So we have to apply some other method. I'll tell you that one as well. So here we have the sex column, which has, we can see clearly, only two values are present, male and female, right? Male and female, either we can convert to 0, 1, okay? Or we can use mode method. Mode is always to give the maximum value. So suppose in this sex column, 70% values are filled with female and 30% filled with male. So if 2-3% values are missing, then we can find out mode. Mode will be female. That 2-3% value we can sorry, 2-3% values we can fill with mode. Okay. Similarly, we have to check for this one. Ticket has some alphabets, also some numbers. So that means again it is string. This is my float. Cabin has, again, if you'll see, C85. C is again my alphabet. So this is also string. This Hamburg also has S, C, and this and all. Okay. This is what, again, alphabet. So this is again my categorical column. Abhi, now in this data set, there is one more thing. Whenever we have data set, we have to always check which one will be the dependent and which are the independent column. In one data set, we have always one dependent column. Okay. So if you see, this time I'm telling you, okay, for next data sets, you guys have to tell me. Survive, because we have to check whether the passenger has survived or not. So for survivor or not, we have 0, 1, 0, 1. If you'll see, the full data set has filled with 0 and 1. If the person has survived, then it is 1. If it has not survived, then it's going to be 0. So why we say dependent column and why it has only one dependent column? So 1 by 1, because we always predict one thing, like profit will be what? 1 column. Salary will be what? 1 column. Survive is what? 1 column. Suppose tip amount will be what? 1 column. So just one thing we have to predict, but for predicting that 1 column, multiple columns are required. So then this P class will also help you whether this P class person has survived or not. Okay. The name of the person was this, the person has survived or not, age was this, sex was this. Like all these columns are independent. They are helping me to predict whether the person has survived or not. Okay. That's why we have always one independent, one dependent, and multiple independent columns. Okay. Independent could be one as well. Okay. One or many. Okay. Independent will be one or many, but dependent will always be one. Okay, this we have to remember. Now see here, we have applied mean method. Similarly, okay, if I want, I can rerun these lines and see shape. Everything is same, okay. I'll just change here median, okay. For that, we have to just rerun, okay. Now, previously it has filled with the mean value. Now it has filled with all median values, okay. Median value is nothing but a middle value. Okay, what are the pros here? Prevent the data loss, which result in deletion of rows or the columns. Work well with the small data set and easy to implement, right? This is very easy to implement. Apply mean median and very simple to write it, okay? This works only with this is gonna be cons, okay? Disadvantage. This will only work with the numerical. Mean and median we cannot apply with the categorical, mean string column, okay? Can cause data leakage as well, okay? Some information was crucial, but we have applied mean median function and then that value has applicable everywhere. Now we have applied everywhere. So that data leakage. We cannot also find out that covariance, okay? Covariance is nothing but a relationship between the columns because we have filled with some values, then it is not necessary that it will give you the correct correlation, okay? This is fine. Now we have to move to next one, okay? Abhi, now we scroll up and see in this cabin column also, first column was, see. First was age column, we fixed it. Whenever you have data set, we have to do this, okay? You have to fill it or drop it. So we filled something here in this age column. Now the next one here is what my cabin column. Cabin column has 687 values. Previously we dropped it and then the data was only 160 something rows were there, okay? It should be more than that, okay? It should not be 20 or 50% of the data. So drop is not the correct solution. Now if you'll see, first thing we have to check, this cabin column has all the categorical values, this C85 and all those are. So we cannot apply mean median, okay? So when you cannot apply mean median, then we have multiple methods, okay? So first one we discuss, so we write here df dot df and the data set here, column name. Column name is cabin. It has to be with double quotes. We have to fill this data set. So we will write data. Again, we'll write here cabin. Okay, this we have to fill it with fill NA with. So I don't have anything. Okay, so I say suppose undefined value. So for undefined, I say I want to use U. Okay. Also, I just copy this command and we rerun this code. I do not have data. Okay, my data set name is df. Now it's giving still error. What is the error here? Cabin, I think cabin C is capital. I check. Yes, cabin C is capital. I use the small c. Okay, Python is case sensitive. This is called what? Case sensitive. Wherever we have capital, we have to use capital only. Okay. Wherever we have small, have to use only small case. Else it will not work. Now we check is null function again. In this is null function, if you'll see now the cabin also filled with some values. If you want to see the data frame, okay, data frame dot head, we can check head with 20 values, okay. See the 20 starting values. Now in this cabin, wherever the null values were present, it is filled with undefined values. It's your choice, okay. You can write A, B, C. It's your choice. I use U, but you can use anything else as well. Here you see nan is available. Nan has changed with U, okay. I just wait for a while. You guys complete these two lines and write done in the chat window. Yeah, John. Okay, this I also realized. Okay, I use the small case cabin. Quickly, okay, at least I expect almost 30-40 participants are writing code. So quickly write done in the chat window. I'll wait for 1 minute. Very good. Janu Swaril has completed. Nice. What about others? Okay, 10 participants has completed. Kritika, Gund Mokula, sorry, I don't know what is the pronunciation. Minaj also completed. What about others? Quickly finish it. Okay, perfect. I have shared new link in the chat window. Almost 20 participants has completed. What about others? Guys, do I have to wait for some time or can we move to next one? Quickly tell me. Done. Harsh also completed. Can we move to next step? This time we are going to use new data set. Okay. Say something. Yes, no, wait. Writing. Wait for 1 minute. Quickly. Okay, as you all are silent participants, only I think 20 participants are writing. Rest all are very silent. So we move to next one. Okay. If you want me to wait, you can write anytime. This is gonna be our new data set. This is called iris.csv. Okay. In this one, we have some columns. So first you have to download this one. Okay. This download option is there. We have to download this data set. Okay. Quickly, the link is there in the chat window. You have to download this data set. In one page, we can use multiple data sets, okay? Pandas also you have to just import one time, but we have to write, like suppose this time I write data is equals to pd.read underscore CSV. I have not uploaded that iris data set, okay? Iris.csv. Okay, we upload the data set first, then only this command will work. So we'll go to home. In this home, you have to select this upload function, go to the file location and upload it. Okay, I can find it here easily. Iris has uploaded iris.csv where I is capital. And then here I'll just change this small I with capital I. Rest everything is fine. Next line will write data.head. Okay, and the brackets we have to do. So this is our data set. Write this one quickly. Neha CSV is always, it's just extension, comma separated file, okay? We have Excel, okay? Generally, in all the companies, okay, they use Excel files, okay? Excel sheets. So it could be also Excel format, .csv format. Generally, the Kaggle and everywhere, okay, we also convert the data frame into CSV file. You can consider this is same like Excel and we have the new version. This is not new version, okay, new file. This is called comma separated one CSV file. Okay, nothing but a data set. That's it. We have to remember it is same like Excel file data set, okay, which has multiple rows and the columns. Okay, just wait for a couple of seconds and then we'll explain you the CSV file. Meanwhile, who will tell me which one is the dependent column? Already discussed, okay, one dependent column will be there. So which one is the dependent one? Who will tell me the dependent column? We have 123 participants. Which one is the dependent column? Tell me quickly, write it in the chat window. Why all are so quiet? Is it because of Rakhi? I'm disturbing everyone with this workshop. Species. Harsh is writing species. Yes. What about others? Is it a correct answer? This has to be the dependent column or something else. Janu also saying species, okay? Hemita is also saying species. Perfect. What about others? Is this the correct one or do we have any other dependent? Neha, yes, this is correct. Perfect. Yanduri is saying that ticket. Ticket, we do not have column. Ticket is not a column. See, these are the columns: ID, sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width, and species. These are the columns. And out of these columns, one will be the dependent, rest all will be the independent. Okay. Kavya, yes, yeah, it's correct. Okay, now it's interactive. Okay, I want you all to interact, then only we can learn something. You can learn something. Okay. Okay. Now see, we discuss why this is dependent. Okay. Um, Here, if I'll talk about species, which has three species, okay? Setosa, Virginica, and versicolor, okay? These are the three different species available, okay, for this iris data set, okay? Iris is nothing, it's just a flower, okay, I think so. So we are talking about one flower, and with the help of it, petals and the uh, leaves, we can decide, okay, which species it is, okay, that we are going to predict. So what are we going to predict here? What is the species of this column? And then for species, here we have the sepal length. That length, sepal width help you to predict, okay, whether it is setosa or virginica or versicolor. Similarly, petal length and petal width help you to predict, right? So that's why this species column is a dependent column, and rest all are independent, because see, petal length will not be dependent on petal width, okay? But this petal length will predict what will be the species of this flower. Okay. Now see, here we have the data set. You can always apply those basic commands, info, describe, this and that. Okay. Once we apply all those, then we have the next thing here. We have to write here like this. My data set name is data. Data dot, we have function, okay, unique function. So where we have to apply to this column. So again, it has to be same, capital, small. What we will do here, double quotes, and we'll write this, and then unique is a function. Okay, unique is a function. Whenever we have function, mean, median, mode, the brackets will come at the end. So if you'll see, the two brackets are there, opening and closing. Why it is there? Because it is our function to find out unique value. So if you'll see, we have three species: iris, setosa, versicolor, and virginica. And data type is object. Object is nothing, string, right? Names are what? Always string. So we have the data set. If you will try, you can also apply this function, okay? Where is my function? Is null. We have to check, do we have the null values in the data set? No or yes. Let's see. My data set name is data. So I have to change it with data dot is null. If you see here, all are 0, 0. Means I do not have any null values, but my predicted column has all the categorical values. Categorical means all the string values are present. So that string we have to convert to what? Numerical values, right? So what are we doing here? We have learned how to drop column. We have learned how to fill it with mean, median, mode. Now the next one is to change, right? Sometimes the values which are present, we do not need to use that one. We want to change it with something else. That is called label encoding. Label means the name, okay? Name we have to encode with some numbers or something else, okay? So how can we use it? For that, we have first library we have to import. From sklearn import pre-processing. Hope you all are writing, okay? Process SSING, pre-processing, okay? This is the library we are going to use, okay? So first we have to run this code, okay? Import library. Once we import library, then we have to create object of this one, okay? So suppose object is what? I use LB. For label encoding, I'm using the short form LB. You can use LB, whatever you want to use it, A, B, C, D, okay? So here we will write pre-processing underscore label and encoding, where our encoding T-I-N-G, where our L and E both are capital, okay? Again, the pre-processing label encoding is my what? Function. So I have to write like this. Pre-processing spelling must be wrong, okay? P-R-O-C-E-S-S-I-N-G. Pre-processing dot. Pre-processing dot. sklearn dot pre-processing has the attribute label encoding. Label spelling is correct. Encoding is also correct. This is correct. Pre-processing label encoder, not encoding. It has to work now. E-N-C-O-D-E-R. Label encoder is the one we have it. Encoding was the wrong word. From sklearn, import, pre-processing is also correct. Module sklearn.preprocessing has no attribute label encoding. Label encoder is not present. Just 1 second, huh? Label E-N-C-O-D-E-R spelling is correct, okay? What is wrong? Label spelling is wrong. Nina. Label is correct, na? L-A-B-E-L. L-A-B-E-L. Acha, I use here E. Sorry. Label spelling was wrong, okay? What we did here, we have created object. What is the meaning of object? We are going to use that label encoding. For that, we need one variable. That variable is called label encoding. So where we have to apply again to that species column, okay? So that, what was our column name here? Species, okay, with capital S. So we just quickly copy so that there will not be spelling mistakes. Species is my column name. Here we have to write label underscore encoder. Label underscore encoder, where label has to be small l, E has to be small n. Okay, perfect. Dot fit transform. Okay, fit underscore fit transform. Okay, and here we have to write data within this. Again, we copy that species column. Hope all the spellings are correct. And then after that, we have to also check that unique values. Okay. Label encoder is not defined here. Label, this time it is correct. Okay. Label encoder we have used. Label encoder dot fit transform. Acha, my label encoder name is LB. Okay, I have to write here LB short. LB has to be the variable name. Sorry guys, 1 minute. Now species has the small capital, this one. This is perfect. Okay, I've applied that label encoding. Now we can check. Okay, quickly we can check that unique value. So here we have to check data dot species. Okay, if you'll see here in this one, now change with the 0. Now guys, you have seen this clearly as well. Okay, if I change like spelling, that spelling S has changed with the small, it was giving error. And by mistake, I used label encoder, but name was LB. Okay, it is giving me error. It was giving me error. Okay. Thank you guys for telling me what was the mistake. Yeah. Thank you, Sonia and Yanduri. Yeah, perfect. Okay, I checked your message just now. So this is fine. Now, if you see here, data dot head is the function. Okay, it will give 5 information. Now, if you'll see here, I can see only 5 rows. Okay, that's why 0, 0 is there, but it has all the values. Okay, 0, 1, 2. Now, what happened? All the 3 things. Okay, we have what are the 3 species? The Setosa, versicolor, and virginica. Now, these 3 has changed with 0, 1, 2. So, if you'll notice here, It has changed with 0. Okay, I can see only 0, 0, 0. You can check other values. Okay, in place of head, it will write suppose tail. Then it will give. We have to add more numbers. Okay, now see it's giving me 2. Okay, these are the sequential values. That's why it's giving 0, 0. And as for 2, and the center values will be for 1. So what we did here, we have now applied the label encoding. I just explain again. Okay. What we did here, we have used the from sklearn import preprocessing. In this one, we have created object. My object name is label, preprocessing dot label encoder, where we have to change the values in this species column, label dot fit transform, and where we have applied again to the species column. Once we apply this one, everything has already changed. To check that, we have applied the unique function. Unique function will show you what are the 3 unique values as assigned. It's generally sequential 0, 1, 2. It has changed to 0, 1, 2 everywhere. So whenever you apply data.head tail function, then you can notice now it has changed with what? My 0, 1, 2, 3. We have one more method, okay? We can check like this as well, no? See. This has now, it is now still giving me this one, okay, but it has changed with, okay, here it is not giving me the different values, okay. So how we can check? With the help of this only, because table has updated, but there it is giving the original value. So for calculation, it has changed, okay. So this is called label encoding method. This is our third method, okay, here. Mean mode, not third, okay, mean, median, mode. Then we have applied the drop function to drop it. And then we have applied, what was that? Mean, median, mode. And then we have applied what was the method name? Drop we did it, mean, median, mode we did it. And then label encoding we have applied. And one more, this one, fill NA method, okay? So fourth, and this is the fifth method to apply. Fill NA we fill with U, and here label encoding we change the values with numbers, okay? Now we have one more method. I just give you 1 minute time to finish and quickly write in the, done in the chart window, okay? Then we'll start with the next one, next method. This is one hot encoding. Quickly write done in the chat window if you have completed this code. Done. Okay. Janu and Yaduri has completed. Swaril completed. What about others? Sonia, Himita, Neha. Sirunu also completed. Wait, ma'am doing? Yes, I'll wait. Perfect. Sonia is doing. What about others? Is it done? Also, if your code is giving error, you can copy paste that code in the chat window, okay? I'll fix it. Don't worry. I'll verbally tell you. Okay, now next one is going to be one hot encoding. Okay. First, we will write code and then I'll explain you about one hot encoding. Okay, it will be easy to understand. For that, okay, till now we are using CSV file. For this also we can use CSV file. Okay, it is not necessary to use data frame. It's your choice. Okay, but we have not created anything with the help of data frame. So that's why I'm using here what data frame to apply this one hot encoding. Okay. Okay, I'll just wait for one last minute and then we'll start. Done. Perfect. Okay. Now let's move to next one. As I already explained in the last class, how to create data frame. Similarly, we are going to create, okay? So for this data frame, we write, suppose DF is the name of my data frame. What are we going to create? A data frame. So for that, the command is pd dot data, D will be capital, F will be capital, data frame. Data frame, after writing data frame, normal parenthesis will be there because it's a function. So normal parenthesis will come. Now, within this, we have to always create dictionary. Okay. So we create, suppose color is the column name here. In this color column name, we have suppose different colors. So we'll use list. Square bracket is always for list. Here I give some random names. Okay. Red. Then we give here blue and green. Okay. And green. Okay, these are actually three colors, but we have to add multiple colors here, like multiple rows here. Okay, so what I'll do, I just copy these three again and add it here so that this column will be having 6 values. Okay, just to add 6 values, I did it like this. Here we just have one column and which has all these values. Okay. And the next line, we can write directly df.head. df.head will help you to see the data set. So now if you see, it is showing me the 5 values because we use head function. What are the values? Red, blue, green, red, blue, green, red. Simple. Okay. This is very simple to understand. No, we cannot use Sonia here. She is saying, can we change this data frame to DF? This is not possible. This is the syntax. Okay. This DF you can change with A, B, C, P, Q, whatever you want. It is not necessary to write DF. Okay. This is just for our understanding. So like suppose if I'll change with P, okay. There's no meaning of P, okay. That's why I do not use it. See, it's working for P as well. But this if I'll change, okay. Even if I'll change with small case D, this will give error. See, now pandas has no attribute data frame. It has to be same, capital, small, everything has to be same. Okay. So this is the way we have created one data frame. Now for applying this, okay, we have to apply one hot encoding. For that, we have one get dummies method. Okay. We write our code first. What is in the chat window? Okay. Shushmita has shared the attendance. Okay, you all can fill that form as well. Okay, and side by side we will write this code. So for one hot encoding, okay, suppose one hot encoding. So for one hot encoding, OHE I use. Okay. Here we have function what pd dot get dummies. Okay. Get dummies is a function where get underscore dummies it has to be. DUMM. Yeah, DUMMIES. Okay. Get dummies is the function. And where we have to apply to this data frame. P is my data frame. PREFIX, where prefix will be what? My column name. Column name is what? My color. So I'll just use double quote and we'll write here color. Okay. Okay. We try to just write like this. Okay. And we see what happened here. No, I have now used the pd.getDummies function And where I have applied to this P is what my data set name here. Okay, I changed to P. If you have used DDF here, then you have to use DF, not P. And prefix we change where we have to apply to this color column. If you'll see, it has now changed with true, false, or it can change with 0101 as well. Okay. Either one, but again, that 1 means true, 0 means false. Wherever the value is true, in this color, the first one is what? My red. If you'll see here, the first one is red. Then here it is red for what? My first one, true. And rest all are my false here. What happened now? It has added multiple columns. What? Three different values were present and it has applied three different columns, right? So what is the use of three different columns here? Uh, it will add, like suppose we have 10 columns and that one column we applied this get dummies method. So get dummies method, that one has like suppose three different values or five different values. So it will add five more columns. Okay. Why we have added five more columns? So wherever it is true, it will give one. Wherever it is false, it will be false or zero. So here see, for green and blue it is false, only for red it is true. What we did here, we have converted into now different columns. But this method is also not useful every time, okay? Why it is not useful? Because again, it is increasing our data size, right? Previously, the data frame size was 10. Now it has increased to suppose 12. It's increasing, right? So some cases it is fine, okay? But always we cannot apply this with all the data sets, okay? It will not work with all the data sets. So we have to be careful. Then we have to select the method. P is not found because you have used the DF here. See here, you still use DF, okay? Change this with P, it will work. Okay, I have explained all the basic methods which will help you to clean your data. Okay. Corrected, right? Once you're done, write done in the chat window, okay? Okay, done, done, done. Perfect. What about others? Okay, total 12 participants has completed till now. Very good. What about others? Quickly write done. Okay, Sonia also has completed. Perfect. We are done with this one. Okay, the cleaning part. I just quickly open my another file. Okay. And then we will start with what is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and all. Okay. Just 1 minute. Guys, if you have any doubt, okay, meanwhile you can ask questions. I just want to show you, okay, one hot encoding with the linear regression. If I'll get it, okay, I'll show you that one first, then we'll start with the linear regression. Yeah, I got it. Okay. We try this one first, then you will understand uh, more about this one get dummies method. Okay. This is very good example. I share one link in the chat window. Uh, we do not have much time. Okay. Only 20 minutes are left. We'll quickly finish this. Okay. I'll give time to write it. Don't worry. This is about 50 startups. So you have to open this link. Now you all know, okay, how to download that data set. So I also download it quickly. You also have to download and upload data set, okay? Okay, the data set link is there in the chat window. You all can use it. Go to home page, upload data set. For uploading this one, we have 50 startups. We have to use now what? That file name. Where is my 50 startups data set name? Here it is, okay? Rename file. Quickly copy the file name. And then we have to go to here, our file, and then we have to read it, okay? So quickly we'll read this. Okay, basically we have to always write import data, import pandas, import this and that, okay? All those we have to do it. This time we are just going to use directly data set. I use the name data set, okay? We can use your data set dot head. Head is my function. Let's see, okay. This is about the data set, which is about the 50 startups. And it is giving the information, okay, what is the profit of those companies, state, New York, California, this and that, okay. In this data set, if you'll see, in this state column, we have New York, California, and Florida, okay. These are the 3 different numerical values. So what is the use of this get dummies function? It is always to convert into numerical or convert into different columns, we can say, okay? So what I do, X is not there. My name is data set. Okay. We have used this data set. I just copy paste the code first, okay? Then I'll quickly explain all the lines one by one. I'll give you time, okay? Don't worry. I'll explain you also. We'll give time to write these names. Okay, here data set everywhere. It has to be data set. Okay, and then we write here what? X. I have to rerun this code, okay? Because if we'll try to drop the column which is not present, okay? Like if I drop that column one time, I cannot drop it again. Okay. 1 second. Here we have this x dot state. This is also fine. Now codes will give error. Just wait for a while. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's see. I rerun these code lines. Okay, it will work fine. First line is what here I have applied that 50 startups data set I have uploaded. Here we have head function, which is giving me all the information. Okay. After this, we have used the get dummies method. Why we are using this get dummies method? What I did here, created one new variable. In this variable, I have applied to the column. Column name is with capital S. Here it is with small s because this is my variable. Where I have applied to this state column, and I use the draw first true. What is this draw first true? If you'll see in this one, state has three species, okay? Sorry, not species, three different categories, New York, California, and Florida. It is giving me only Florida and New York, not giving me the California. Why? Because we have drop one column. What is the use to drop one column? Because whether it is true or false, okay, this new column, Florida, New York, and California. Okay, suppose I consider this is my California. So if value is true for New York, definitely it's gonna be false for California as well. At a time, it will be true only for one column. So here, if you'll see, if it is false, definitely it is true for California. So automatically this function has automatically understanding, or the function has created in a way, if you drop this column, still it will understand if they are talking about California, automatically it will consider the next value. So if we have false true, it will be false. If we have false false, it will be true. So then what happened? We added three new columns, but we dropped one. Okay. So now suppose how many columns were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 columns were there. We added 2 more, 6, 7. Okay. 7 columns are there. After this, okay, see here in this one, data set dot drop here, x is equals to 1 second, huh? Drop state. State is not my axis, okay? States here. Acha, I have used yours, not this one, okay? This is perfect, okay? I have to add one more line here to use capital X. In this one, this is correct, okay? It will work fine for you, okay? I'll rerun and show you. This is working fine, it just I use the small x. If you will notice here, in this one, it has dropped now that column states, okay? State was the column, we dropped that column. Why did we drop that column? Because if you have used the categories, state column has these three categories. Out of these three categories, we drop one column, right? We drop which one? First, we drop the California. Then this state column is also not useful now, because we have already created new two columns, which has true and false values, or 0 and 1 values, okay? So what we did, out of 7 columns, okay, total 8 columns has to be there. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8 has to be there. Out of 8 column, first we drop the California 7. Then we drop what? State column, because state has converted. So then we have 6 columns. So 5 columns were there, added just 1 column. So this is fine now. Okay, just 1 column we added. Everything is perfect. What we did now, this X we concatenated with the new one. So my new data frame where I have merged 2 new columns. See, state column is not present. California is not present. Okay, state and California, only 2 columns are there, right? So if you'll see here, this is the actual use of get dummies function. So what we did in get dummies function, first we have converted into dummies. Me is converted into new columns. Out of 3 new columns, we drop 1. It will drop automatically any one column. Okay, we do not need to specify. So here with the help of this one, it has, where it is? Get dummies, it has dropped first. Whatever the column, first column will come, it has dropped that column. Once you convert it into new to column, the state column is not at all useful. So we drop that state column as well. And finally, if you'll see the data set here, we have merged, and then if you'll see here, it has only two new columns. Okay. I just show you once, okay, why that code is giving error. I rerun this code from here, will not give error, okay. It was just mistake of capital small. Where is my data? See 50 startups, I rerun. This is my head. This is to convert into get dummies. Then we have converted into what? See, it's not giving error. Drop that column. X we have converted. Once you convert to X, then we have concatenated because new table we have created, we merged. That's it. Okay. And it's giving me data set. What I do, I just show you all the lines. Okay. Restart and clear output will help me to remove all the outputs. So if I'll remove all the outputs, then you can see all the lines together. See here it is to read, it head function, get dummy function, drop function, concat. That's it. These are the basic steps. Okay. That's it. Okay. You have to write this, finish this code and write done in the chat window. I'll wait for 1 minute. Okay. We are done with our today's session. Hope you all enjoyed. Okay. If you have any doubt, we still have time. Okay. We can discuss. You can write it in the chat window. Okay. Once you're done with this code, write done in the chat window. We'll stop here. Okay. Okay. Perfect, Yanduri. Very good. Swaril also has completed. Very good. Minaj done. Perfect. Quickly write done, guys, in the chat window. If you have finished the code and if you're not writing the code, okay, we are not going to discuss anything new. You can leave meeting. Kavya done. 26. Belim also has completed. Perfect. Very good. Guys, quickly write done and then leave meeting, okay? At least I'll be also having idea how many participants are writing. Kritika also completed. Very good. Janu done. Perfect. Hemita done. Kritika done. Neha done. Sarveshwar done. Perfect. Very good. Janvi done. Many participants are writing. Happy to see this. Lokesh done. Very good. That's it. Okay. Hope you all enjoyed today's session. I'll see you tomorrow again at 7 p.m. Good night. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, Anjali.
So students, again, I'm sharing the attendance link. If you have not marked the attendance, kindly mark your attendance.
Guys, you all can mark the attendance, okay? The link is already there in the chat window. Okay, bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Student, I have shared the attendance link again. Kindly mark your attendance if you missed out. So some students are asking about the Salesforce certificate. So within 2 days, you will receive the certificate. Any other questions, guys? So students, if you have marked your attendance, you can drop the session. If you don't have any queries or questions, you can just leave the session.